All right, fire 'em up!
I promise you, if anybody's going to shoot themselves in the foot, you can always count on the fact that most likely it'll be Marvel. I'll be completely honest with you. I totally forgot that they were doing the Ironheart series. Now, I won't say I forgot that they were doing the series. I thought that, much like Armor Wars, it had been just pushed back and they were going to wait to do it, to release it later on, because let's be for real, Kevin Feige did tell us that, hey, we're going to do things differently. We're going to release 1 or 2 films a year, maybe 1 series a year, and we're going to just move forward in a different way, quality over quantity. And I'm actually all for that. But it turns out that with Ironheart, not Armor Wars, that's not what they're doing. We're actually getting Ironheart in June on the 24th with a 3-episode premiere and 3 episodes right after that, a total of 6 episodes for the miniseries. Now, I'm not mad that we're getting it. What makes me so angry about the news and everything going on with Ironheart is that they waited so very long to finally give us a trailer. It is, at the time of this recording, May 15th. It's early in the morning. I saw the trailer yesterday. I just watched it again to refresh my memory so I can talk to you about it. And I now realize that we have 39 to 40 days before the premiere of this miniseries. And this is cutting it way too close. And this is Marvel once again shooting itself in the face because they just cannot get anything schedule-wise down. This is the closest that they've released a trailer to the premiere of a film or a series that they have done with any of the other properties that they've done thus far for the MCU. And I'm trying to figure out, why did they wait so long? There have been calls over the past, I would say, 3 months to say, hey, where's any news for Ironheart? Where's a trailer, a teaser, anything to get us interested or invested in this series before it gets started? And it's just been radio silence. Nothing. Not a single word, not from Kevin Feige, not for any of the writers, and not even from its director, who turns out it is Ryan Coogler. Now he was the director attached to it in the beginning, and like I said, I thought that they had shelved it and decided to move it back and maybe even gone a completely different direction with the series. But no, everything that they had intended to release in 2023 before various factors with the Hollywood strike and other things happened, everything that they were going to do then, it has been completely just moved off till now, and it's the same exact thing that they were going to release before, just being released this June. Don't get me wrong, I love the trailer. The trailer was actually very good. In my opinion, they still gave away too much. I kind of know exactly what's going to happen in the series. I think we all kind of known. It looks like everything was done before anything had went down with the redirectioning of how the MCU is going to go. So I think it's going to feel a lot like everything before Thunderbolts. It's going to feel like that. The events of what's going to happen inside of Ironheart, it's set 2 years after the events of Wakanda Forever. And that's a shame because so much has happened between then and now, especially with Captain America and Thunderbolts and Daredevil Born Again. I think Ironheart would have been better off if they just said, hey, we're going to have to scrap this and start over from the beginning. Keep the same crew. Same director, same writer, same everything. Say, hey, we need to go a new direction because of the look of what everything that has happened. And I honestly believe that this series is going to find its way to the bottom of the ranking list for everything in the MCU, especially for the TV shows. And that's, for me, that is a complete shame. Ironheart is a great character in the comics. I think she can be a great character in the MCU, but I don't think Marvel is doing her justice. I don't think they're giving her a fair shake going forward. I'm honestly waiting for just to watch all 6 episodes, and then I'll give you my honest opinion on everything we got. Do I trust Dominique Thorne to carry the character? Yes. We saw her in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. She was very good in the character. I don't know exactly if the character that she is portraying in the series is going to mirror that, or maybe she's a bit more mature. from the trailer, it doesn't look like she's going to be more mature. It's like she's going to get herself into a lot of trouble that she's going to have to fight her way out of. She looks like she's going to be on her own with no help from anybody else to help guide her, which in the comic book, she did have Tony Stark to help guide her after she backtracked the suit, after she made her own version of the Iron Man suit in her own little lab, proving just how smart she is. There's really nobody to guide her in it because Tony's dead. So everything that's going to happen in the series, I think it's going to differ vastly from everything we saw with her in Wakanda Forever. She's not going to have any of the tech from Wakanda. Because remember at the end of the movie, Shuri was like, "Hey, I know you like it, and you know it's really cool, but we can't let tech get outside of Wakanda, so you kind of have to give the suit back." And she wound up having to get it back. So it just like in the trailer, we see her trying to get the funding and the money to build her new suit. It's going to come from the Hood, who is actually going to be the villain in this one. Just to me, everything with the series is just not jiving. Marvel for me is letting the character down. I know there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be angry because she's taking the mantle technically from Tony now that Tony's dead. To me, I don't think that that's really what they're doing. I think they're setting her up to be part of the young core of the Avengers. I don't think she's basically taking the mantle to be the new Iron Man. I think Armor Wars, had they went forward with it, I think Rhodey would have been War Machine, and he technically would have taken the mantle, even though he's not named Iron Man, and neither is she. They all have their own different names. I think he would have taken the mantle of Iron Man from Tony now that he's gone. And honestly, if that's the case, I understand why they pushed Armor Wars back. I would have, in my opinion, I would have pushed Ironheart again. I would have pushed it back as well and released both of them, not simultaneously, but very close together, because they kind of deal with the same thing, basically carrying on the mantle of Iron Man in some way, shape, or form. And honestly, I think had they had any foresight, they would have gone back and brought Harley, the little boy that helped out Tony in Iron Man 3. It's not really a great movie in my opinion, but all the same, I think they would have brought. I think they should have brought him back and let him carry on the mantle of Iron Man. We saw him trying to basically pass them we basically saw Tony trying to pass the mantle to Spider-Man with the whole a nanotech spider suit, but considering that everybody has forgotten about Peter Parker, and so they're going in a completely different direction with Spider-Man, that's out of the window too. So like I said, I would have brought back Harley. I would have had him because he was more of a protege than anybody that we've seen in the MCU to Tony than anybody else. Or it could have been his daughter, who would by now would have grown up. She could have basically just said, "Hey, I understand my dad's stuff. This is the things that he left on his computer." She could have made her own suit, or bring her in, let her pick up Pepper's suit, because remember, Pepper had her own suit. She had the rescue suit, and say, "Hey, I learned how to use it." And then she basically picks up the mantle of Iron Man and been something else. There are a myriad of ways they could have done this, and I think Marvel is shooting itself in the face, in the foot, or whichever way you want to use the cliche. I think that they're really hurting themselves by not having more foresight in how to deal with this. I want Ironheart to succeed. Let that be very clear. I don't want you to think I'm all doom and gloom and I'm shooting this series down before actually ever seeing an episode. I want it to succeed. I believe Ryan Coogler is a great director, and he did help write the series as well a little bit. So I think the series is going to be good. But do I think it's going to be as good as I think it could have been? Probably not, because I don't think Kevin Feige gave enough room and enough space in order to make this character pop. 6 episodes is probably not enough to do this. I don't think, and I've said this for a long time, characters like Ironheart need a whole film, miniseries, or what they're doing with the Punisher now, having its own basically like 1.5 hour special that's going to come on Disney Plus. I think a lot of smaller characters need that. I believe with what happened with Daredevil Born Again, I think a lot of the Defenders we'll figure into that, and then we'll get more of them in the inside of the films at some way, shape, or form. Bring in characters like that. I think that's going to happen. Kristen Ritter is, in fact, now officially set to return to the MCU as Jessica Jones, and she will be in next season of Daredevil. So if she's coming in it, I'm pretty sure she's going to bring everybody else right along with it. Like Daredevil said at the end of that, he needs an army in order to fight Fisk and his army that is now taking over New York. So where you think the army is going to come from? It's going to be the Defenders, his old friends, especially now that we have Barenthal as Punisher back. Kristen Ritter is now confirmed to be back, so he's probably going to get all of those people back together. Even Finn Jones, if we have to take him, we have to take him. But what they're doing with that's what they should have done with Armor Wars, and now with Ironheart, they should have done that. But the trailer itself, like I said, the trailer actually looks good. I like the trailer. I'm really looking forward to the series. I have said, hey, this is a good idea for a series. It doesn't seem like it, but they announced Ironheart back in 2020. It's been 5 whole years. The only time we've seen Dominique Thorne suit up was in Wakanda Forever. That was 2023. So that was 2 years ago, or more, it's actually going on 3 years ago. But now we have to wait for the series, which is in June. Again, I don't think Marvel has done themselves any favor with this lack of promotion. And I'm still trying to figure out why we didn't have more promotion until this one trailer just yesterday. I don't get it. They had this huge promotion campaign for Agatha All Alone. They had a huge promotion campaign for Daredevil, for all of the other MCU shows, for every single thing attached to the MCU. But they get to this and they drop the ball. Nothing. Radio silence up until 40 days before the release of the series. And we get one trailer, which, if you're actually paying attention to the trailer, you get 90% of the story. How everything goes down, we don't know, but you get 90% of what's going to happen in the story. There's going to be other little tidbits that we probably didn't see, or you didn't notice, that's going to be in there, but still, we got a good idea of what's going to be in the trailer. Like I said, I like the trailer, but I think they still gave away too much. Marvel needs to chill with this. Hopefully, this is the last time they do something like this. I'm crossing my fingers that the series does become a success. To me, it feels like I'm watching not Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Just the look of it, it feels like I'm watching Secret Invasion. And even though I know that series started off strong and then it completely jumped the shark real fast, I still think that this series will do much better than that. So just cross our fingers. Like I said, it comes, the first 3 episodes will drop all together on June 24th. That's 39 days from now. And then we will get it looks like it's going to be another 3 episode block dropped the very next week right after that. Or we just may get to 3 episodes up front and then 1 every week after that. So we shall see how it all goes down. And when it does, we will watch it and we will discuss the entire series as a whole. I'm not going to do it 1 episode at a time, especially if they're dropping 3 episode blocks one after another. So we just wait till the entire series comes out, and then we will be discussing it. That's it for now. We will get back to you on the next video, and we shall end this the same way we always do. God bless. I love you, and peace. See you next time.